There are films that are able to question your sense of reality, films that force you to bring to light what lives within us all. It's what many scholars refer to as the shadow, an entity born from repression and chained down by society.
Is through the embodiment of the monster.
Embodiment of the monster.
That's the discovery of the shadow.
But what happens when it becomes too much? Too much to bear, that is. What will the shadow do, and more importantly, what will become of you? Hollywood has tackled these questions in the past with the hit movie American Psycho, but such a movie existed even before it, one under the guise of Japanese cartoons. And that film is Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue follows the story of a young and popular J-pop singer named Mima. The film starts off with an ecstatic crowd who cheer and dance along with Mima and her group Champ. Initially, everything seems perfect. The fans, the cheers, and all the spotlight any one person wishes they could have. Yet, as the camera pans over the audience, our eyes are drawn onto someone who displays an eerie fondness for Mima. Moreover, the film begins to interrupt the performance to draw attention to an eternal conflict, a conflict that will be the inception to something deep within her.
局のプロデューサーは女優のミマを絶賛してくれてんだぞ。
だって今の気持ちが
This conflict would manifest at the end of the show when Mima professes her decision to leave Cham in a pursuit for a career in acting. While a pivot in career is not out of the ordinary, Mima's life will be drastically impacted for two reasons. First and foremost, Mima displays an over-reluctance to admit she loves to sing and is not concerned about her career switch, almost verbatim using her manager's words to appease her mother on why she decided to switch in the first place. This reluctance, however, is what the film's theme is all about. The persona, the mask we wear in public, and the shadow we hide underneath. The second reason Mima's life is impacted by her career switch is that she begins to receive disturbing phone calls and faxes, calling her a traitor. Despite being troubled, Mima attempts to shake off the event by working towards her new career path. But what she will find there will be a view the exact opposite of what she was used to. No longer were there fans who were ecstatic to see her. Instead, all there was under these sets of new lights were the faces of smug and hard-hearted people. Moreover, the film's mission to bring to light the question of duality is enhanced in Mima when once again she's asked to film a scene that most, if not all, women would be opposed to. But to our surprise, Mima happily agrees. The next scene, while almost unbearable to watch, displays how far we are willing to go for the sake of societal expectations, especially when it comes to career. It demonstrates the mask we put on as we easily go against our true nature and desires, and thus giving sustenance to our shadow. But the question still remains. Once it's born, what exactly will it do? The film's missions of bringing to light the fight between one's duality reaches its peak as Mima's persona comes full front and center when interviewed on her latest scene. To the public, she was optimistic and saw it as a challenge, but in the confines of her home, this was the clear opposite. As endless tears roll down her face, she throws everything in sight and exclaims how she truly feels. Alas, the mask becomes too heavy to bear for Mima, for the shadow finally reveals itself. No longer hidden and unchained, the shadow begins to taunt and chastise Mima, revealing to her its full intentions, for it to be in the light, and for Mima to be in the shadows.
でもいいの、私がいるから。これからは私が光で、あなたは影よ。好きじゃない？汚れちゃった、汚れちゃった。やめて、やめてったら、私は汚れてなんか。待って。
After which, a series of deathly events began to occur. Events of horrible and mutilating murders. But these were no ordinary bystanders, as they were all connected to Mima. From the scriptwriter who had planned for Mima to be taken advantage of, to the photographer who convinced her to unnecessarily strip naked for him. Each would suffer a grotesque fate. Moreover, the film does a spectacular job of making you question who's really behind this. Is it Mima's true self who's taking revenge on those who hurt her?
殺人鬼は彼女が作り出した芸なんすか？
そう。彼女は意もしない警備員に怯え、やがてそれをトップモデル連続殺人の犯人と重ね合わせていった。
けど幻影じゃ人は殺せないっすよ。
でも。幻影がより城を見つけたとしたら
Or is it the alarming guy who is constantly shown throughout the film? From her job to the alleyways, this individual whose deep and creepy fondness for Mima begins to crave to be more than just a fan. Okay, this is your final warning as I'm about to spoil the everlasting shit out of this movie. It was never Mima. In fact, the fan was just a puppet used by her manager.
僕の大事なミマリンを守るんだ
私が見ろよ
違うミマリンのふりしやがって
本当のミマリンは毎日僕にメールをくれるんだ
お前が邪魔ばかりするって
You see, just as Mima was battling her shadow self, so was her manager. As she would cosplay in Mima's Cham attire, and when wearing the outfit, she truly believed she was Mima. In the manager's mind, Mima would never resort to such actions, and thus she believed that the fake Mima must be removed.
ルミちゃんはもう帰ったよ仕事が忙しくて寝不足だって
The climax of the movie has Mima battling for her life, from the puppet who tries to have her way with her, to the psychotic manager who chases her endlessly with the intent to kill. Fortunately, Mima would overcome the ordeal as she would accidentally remove the wig from her manager and exposing his shadow for what it truly was. Perhaps due to the fact that the shadow has essentially consumed her, the manager panics and runs into oncoming traffic. The film, while entertaining in nature, has a deep message underneath its superficial thriller genre. It brings forth a topic society avoids to discuss, the social mask we wear every day and the shadow we hide. But it's there, it lives and thrives within us all. And when repressed for too long, it lashes out at you, me, and society as a whole. It creates the monster you hear in the news. But the point of this video and the point of the movie isn't to create fear-mongering. Instead, it's about having self-awareness about our shadow, which represents our repressed ideas, feelings, and desires. Instead, this video is about enlightening us about our shadow and learning how to integrate it within our daily lives, such that we can live as authentic as we can in a structured society, or let it boil and watch it consume you before your very eyes. Thanks for watching.